and I'm someone that's struggled really on a whole other level with depression and anxiety, and I'm still a happy person who can, do what she loves to do.
You even talked about becoming addicted to Valium at that point and weighing just 93 pounds. How did you eventually beat your addiction and then get back to a healthy place after that?
Yeah, it's so wild to even think about that time, because I didn't even realize I was addicted to it at the time until I was out of it. But I just wanted, when you're in a low, anything that makes you feel numb seems appealing, because you don't want to feel this awful feeling. And so I just kept day by day being like, well, it's, one more day, or I still need it. So, and then it turned into weeks, and then it turned into months. And then I was just a shell of myself. Mm-hmm. And it was my family and friends that were like, I know you went through a hard time, and this was really hard for you, but you can't live like this. So what are you going to do about it? And I remember just picking myself up, and it was hour by hour actually of how I dealt with it. It wasn't even day by day, it was hour by hour. And that's okay. If people are struggling, to think of it hour by hour is okay. And that's exactly what I did. And I remember being so dizzy and just being it would be so easy to just have another one and, go to sleep and not feel this anymore. But that's not who I am. I don't want to live my life like that. And it had been long enough. And I was just so done with feeling numb, because Kaitlyn Bristowe loves to feel her feelings and being numb is not doing that. And, right. It's fine to be sad and have your moment. And I really sat in my sadness, but it's about coming out on the other side and what you do with it after.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's incredible to think of your journey from that to being the Bachelorette on, the biggest show on ABC. Just going through that time in your life, do you feel like that dark time, do you feel like that kind of prepared you because you received definitely some public scrutiny being on the Bachelorette and being in the public eye. Do you feel like that prepared you a little bit?
I do, yeah. I always I'm a sensitive person, but I also have thick skin, and I've always been that way. And so I knew I could kind of handle anything that came my way. Well, I thought I could. When it came to I was like, well, not everyone's going to like me, and that's okay. But I think it really helped me because I had been working on myself for 2 years straight of really deep diving into therapy and just getting to know myself better, journaling, doing everything I could to work on myself and my self-love and my worth. And so I feel like 2 years of that does something, and it really did prepare me to go on the show, because I was really confident with where I was at in life and who I was as a person. And I knew that if I had to go through another heartbreak, even if it was publicly or on national television, I knew the right tools and that I was going to be okay on my own if it didn't work out.
Yeah, so true. Did you ever fall back into that dark place during any of those moments when you were up against online trolls and the slut shaming that we saw being thrown at you during the Bachelorette?
Yeah, I didn't get anywhere near where I was in that really dark time, but I definitely struggled with depression during the show and while I was facing all that scrutiny, because I couldn't even get out of bed most days. My girlfriend would have to come over and do something for me. I couldn't go to the grocery store because it was Kaitlyn's pregnant on every magazine cover. And I get it. That's just part of it. But it was just so an out of body experience to go through that. And I did go back into a bit of a depression, but I knew it was temporary. I knew it was going to pass, and that's just how I got through it. And I knew I wanted to channel all of that negativity into something positive, and use my platform to do so. And know that I had the power to do that, that I wasn't, part of a show anymore. The show was over, and it was time for my life to start. So I definitely got into some funks, and again, after a breakup, I saw myself going down that same path, but I had the tools and the self-respect and everything to know that I was okay. And it was just an easier transition for me because I was confident in where I was at as a person.
Yeah, I love listening to the tools and the lessons that you say that you did learn when it came to coming out of these funks, and also not making someone else responsible for your own happiness, and how
Yeah.
establishing your passions and knowing who you were helped you kind of recover much quicker, even from your breakup with Sean. What did you learn about yourself and your strength in going through that breakup?
I honestly, I just proved to myself over and over how resilient I was.
Yeah.
And everything I had been through, from going on, TV and going through what I did, I just knew I was going to bounce back. I knew I had, I was where I wanted to be in life. I was going after all my goals. I was really feeling established in my podcast and things that were going on. And I had enough self-worth to know that I was going to be okay. So of course it was hard, but it was much different from past breakup.